Chapter 13. The Lost Letter 1. Characters. Narrators: Lisa, Princess Margaret, Queen, Gatekeeper, Guard, Appointments Secretary. Narrator: if you ever go to London to attend a festive royal event, a wedding perhaps, you'll have to wade through throngs of cheering, waving people to catch a glimpse of royalty. But it's not like that when the royal family is staying in Balmoral Castle, their summer palace nestled in the rolling green hills of our Scottish countryside. There, you often see them riding through town in a horse-drawn carriage surrounded by guards clad in bright red and black. Every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, the royal family rides past Lisa Higgins' house, and Lisa is always waiting on the sidewalk in front of her house, waving a little British flag, a one-girl welcoming committee. The first time Lisa ever saw the royal carriage, Princess Margaret waved at her. Since then, Lisa had come out to watch the royal family ride by every summer Sunday, rain or shine. One Sunday morning in June, as the royal carriage rolled towards her, Lisa noticed that Princess Margaret was reading a letter. Suddenly, the letter flew out of the princess' hand into the air. The carriage jerked to a stop. The guards dismounted and began searching the street. Lisa watched the wind blow the letter into a small alley. She noticed how anxious the princess looked. But the queen seemed impatient. She spoke to the driver, and just as suddenly as the procession had stopped, the guards mounted and the carriage resumed moving down the street. Lisa waited until the carriage and guards were out of sight. Curious, she walked down the cobblestone street to where she had seen the carriage stop. No one else was out on the street, yet most people were still eating breakfast or dressing for church. Lisa walked up the alley where she had seen the letter blow. There, behind a trash barrel, was a handwritten letter on fine stationery imprinted with the seal of the King of France. As she glanced briefly at the letter, Lisa noticed that it was written in French. Lisa folded the letter carefully and put it in her pocket. She tried to stay calm as she strolled back to her house. Lisa didn't tell a soul about what she had found. All through breakfast she wondered what to do. If she were the princess, she would want the letter back, unread, and the entire matter kept in the strictest confidence. At church that day, a sermon on the Golden Rule strengthened Lisa's resolve to return the letter as soon as possible. Once the service was over, Lisa told her parents that she wanted to take a walk and set off at a brisk pace for the summer palace, which was about a mile from church. The gate to the palace was guarded by a gatekeeper who was wearing a tall, bushy, black hat and standing still as a statue. Lisa, excuse me, Lisa, but I must see Princess Margaret. Gatekeeper, may I see your pass? Inquired the guard brusquely. Lisa, I don't have a pass. Gatekeeper, I'm sorry, no one can get through the gate without a pass. Responded the guard without moving a single body part other than his jaw. Lisa, but you don't understand. Lisa, I found something that belongs to the princess. I'm sure she'll want it back. Gatekeeper, and, no doubt, you'll be wanting a reward for your service. Lisa, no, I just want to return to the princess what is hers. Gatekeeper, in that case you'll have to have a pass, he said, avoiding her glance. Lisa, but how will I ever get a pass? Asked Lisa, who was growing frustrated by the delay. Gatekeeper, I'll be happy to arrange it for just half of the reward. Lisa, are you serious? Narrator. Without even looking at Lisa, the gatekeeper simply said smiley face. Good day. Narrator. Lisa didn't move. She was angered by the gatekeeper's greed, but the thought of a reward hadn't even occurred to her. So, she reconsidered and said, Lisa, perhaps I will give you half of the reward. Narrator. For the first time the gatekeeper smiled. He took a piece of paper out of his pocket and signed it. Gatekeeper, here, he said as he opened the gate for Lisa and let her in. Gatekeeper, now remember, this pass will cost you half the reward. Lisa, how can I ever forget your kindness? Lisa responded sarcastically. Narrator. Another guard escorted Lisa to the foyer, where the appointment secretary, who was seated at an ornate wooden desk, was idly turning the pages of a huge appointment book. Secretary. Who is this urchin? Guard. Just another beggar looking for a royal reward. Guard. She claims she is returning something to the princess. Secretary. I'm sorry, but Her Majesty's calendar is completely full for weeks. She has no time to meet with you. But, if you'll just give whatever it is to me, I'll see that it is returned to the princess. Lisa, you don't understand, this is a personal matter. I must return it to the princess myself. Secretary. In that case, come back in September and I'll see what I can do. Good day. Lisa. That's ridiculous. Lisa. The royal family will have moved back to Buckingham Palace by then. Narrator. Lisa didn't move. She stared into the eyes of the appointment secretary, so he would know she was serious. Lisa. Why don't you ask Princess Margaret if she's lost something? I think you'll find that she will want to see me immediately. Narrator. The secretary looked down at his book again. Secretary. I'll see. If it's that important, then perhaps I can accommodate you. But you'll have to compensate me for my efforts on your behalf. It will cost you half of your reward. Narrator. Lisa was quickly learning the ways of the royal court. She spoke through clenched teeth as she controlled her temper. Lisa agreed. Narrator. Then she sat down to wait. In less than 5 minutes the appointment secretary returned. Secretary. You are in luck. He smiled. Secretary. The princess will see you. Remember, I get half of the reward. Lisa. I have an excellent memory. Lisa assured him. Narrator. The secretary ushered Lisa into Princess Margaret's chamber as they entered. The princess was pacing the floor. On her face was the same worried expression Lisa had observed when the letter had blown out of her hands. When Lisa entered, the princess paused in her pacing. Bruce Lansky. Glossary. Throngs. Densely packed crowd of people. Dismounted. Get off a horse. Brusquely. Abrupt and curt in manner. Urchin. A young child who is poorly or raggedly dressed.